Today's Bitesize is on accreditation versus certification. And I'm delighted to be joined by our guest, and his name is Sam Clegg, and he is the quality manager here at BRCGS. Sam, hello, welcome. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Happy to be here.
Perfect. Thank you so much for agreeing to come on. So I think in terms of the differences between certification and accreditation, first we kind of have to define what they are. So could you give us like a quick BRCGS definition of what certification is and what accreditation is, please?
I can try, definitely. Yeah, so they're definitely terms that are frequently confused, and that's by people within the industry as well. It is a confusing process. So if you think of it in terms of like a school, let's say, the pupils are assessed every year and given a certificate, and the teachers within the school are also assessed every year. But then there's an external body beyond the school that comes in and assesses the school to make sure it's got the necessary resources, governance, and systems to be able to deliver the curriculum. So if you think of the industry, the food industry like that, you've got sites, which are the pupils, which are audited every year and given a certificate. Then you've got teachers that are like the auditors that either deliver the curriculum or do the audits, let's say. And then within the school, that's like the certification body. So the accreditation body sits beyond the certification body, and they assess the certification body again to make sure they've got the necessary systems, governance, resources, tools, and processes to make sure that they are delivering audits to the required level. So that is meeting both ISO 17065 and also the BRCGS requirements for the given scheme that it might be.
I think that's a fantastic analogy. I'd never thought about it in those terms before. Yeah, so I think it's a great, not that we're considering our sites as school children, but it's a fantastic way to describe it, because you can see that you can really visualize that hierarchy or the structure of how it is. So thank you for that. That's a really clear way to visualize it. So in terms of when people talk about accreditation, and I often speak to sites and they talk about getting their accreditation, which obviously I think they're confusing the two terms. Why is it important to make a distinction between the two terms, certification and accreditation? Why does that matter?
So yeah, as you say, a certification results in a certificate, and the accreditation is the assurance behind the certificate that ensures that the audit was conducted to the correct standard. So in real terms, accreditation and certification, if used in a different industry, can probably have the same or different definitions. But within our industry, there's those important distinctions, that the accreditation is of the system that lies behind the certification body, and the certificate and certification itself is applied directly to the site.
Okay, so in terms of accreditation, then, when we talk about the BRCGS standards, why are some of the BRCGS standards accredited and others are not?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question. And first, we should probably try and understand what the process is for accreditation. So each accreditation body represents a single country. So, for example, in the UK, there's UCAS. And each of the accreditation bodies that we deal with are members of Global ACI, which is a international accreditation group. And in order for a standard to be accredited, it must go through a recognition process with that organization. And what that does is that it makes sure that our standards are aligned